don't know what possessed me to wear a white t-shirt and fluffy hair, but y'all just look past the fact that I'm probably gonna be filthy and fuzzy, okay? Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather with the Moscow, and today we are going to be putting together an Amaryllis arrangement. Whew. That might be a little wet. My butt might get wet. I don't know what possessed me to wear a white t-shirt and fluffy hair, but y'all just look past the fact that I'm probably going to be filthy and fuzzy, okay? And this was curled. Let's just let all that go, everyone. Let's just act like you don't see that, okay? Got these pretty bulbs that aren't that okay. Well, anyhow, on this channel, the Moscow, we are learning to garden together and trying things out even when conditions aren't perfect and seeing what we get. Today we are doing Amaryllis. I have had an Amaryllis on my table before, did very little with it. They should just kind of bloom on their own, but a couple things that we're gonna do for the one in particular today. So Amaryllis are these bulbs. I ordered mine from the Amaryllis and Caladium Bulb Company and had them sent to me. A couple things on their website that I really enjoyed was that you can order larger bulbs. The larger the bulb, so like 32, I don't think it's centimeters, whatever, and higher are gonna produce like 5 or 6 bloom stalks, 4 or 5 or 6 bloom stalks, as opposed to the ones you get in the grocery store or Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever. They're only gonna have 1 or 2 bloom stalks, and we wanted more than that. This is the arrangement that's gonna go on my dining table for Christmas, but it is currently November 1st. These are supposed to bloom 5 weeks after we plant them, and that all depends on where you get your bulb. These I specifically chose because it told me how many weeks till they bloomed, and they are from South America. So South American bulbs, because their winter is opposite ours, they're ready to bloom a lot more quickly than North American bulbs. A couple of general care tips about Amaryllis: they don't like to sit in water. So I won't even water this one in today, and the reason being is that I keep my potting soil outside, and it rained, and so the bag is soaking wet. So that soil is already wet. We're not gonna water these in. But this is what we've got. The first thing I did when I got my bulbs, so today we're gonna be planting 3 bulbs in a rectangular planter. And then we are going to adorn it with some greens I got for free in my yard. So these are the bulbs we're planting. Can I do this? It's gonna wanna track my face, but these beautiful white bulbs, and then we'll do greens underneath them. The inside of my house and my decor is very like modern rustic. And so henceforth, why we keep it kind of minimal and natural. So there was a study out that if you soak the roots of the bulbs for 12 hours before you plant them, they'll bloom quicker, their stalks will be stronger. So we kind of did that. First of all, don't judge the roots on this one. I have another one that looks really good, but I did not immediately open the package once I got it. So that may be why the roots look a little scrawny. They have been soaking for not 12 hours. I forgot about it till this morning. So 8-10 hours, something like that. And then when we go to plant this, you can plant these in water, like you can get the glass rocks where the roots are touching water but the rest of the bulb is not. This is where the actual shoots will come out. So we're gonna plant this with 1/3 of the bulb above. Once we plant it, like I say, because my soil is wet, I'm not gonna water it in. But if I wasn't doing that, if my soil wasn't wet, I would water it in just the once. And then they say to leave those in a warm area. Some people put them on a radiator if that's an option for you. I keep my house pretty hot because I'm cold all the time. Well, I say that. Jason keeps my house pretty hot. So I'm just gonna put them where I have the rest of my house plants, keep an eye on them, and then once Thanksgiving's over, I will put this on my dining room table and I will, I may need to refresh the greens. So I brought up some greens that I just found in the yard. We live on a couple acres, and while we live in East Tennessee, it's not really great for beautiful evergreen foliage. We do have some scrubby looking pines and junipers that kind of do the trick, and I got some sticks as well so that we can kind of adorn this out. So let's get it all out and start getting it ready. Again, this is from, and I'll link it below, Amaryllis and Caladium Bulb Company, and this one is the Alaska. And like I say, I've got 3 of them. So they're going to go, it's gonna get mad at me. It follows my face, and I could take some time to turn that off, but I haven't, so here we are. I think my drip tube is running. So I got this container at Home Depot. Let me take the sticker off. Jason would hate. He's not a big leave the sticker on kind of guy. I mean, who is, but I'm lazy. So I got this container at Home Depot. I think it's meant more to be a window box, and it's self-watering. We don't want it to be self-watering. We don't want to rot our bulbs. Now, the things about these caladium bulbs is that when you are done with them, you can, who did this? Who made this life choice? You can, it's got like a metal piece in there to try to keep you from taking that out. You can keep these and overwinter them, and that's what we're gonna attempt to do, and I will take you guys along with me on that journey. But basically, after they're done, you just keep them like a house plant and stick them outside, and then you need to replicate a dormant period for them, 50 degrees, dark, and then you can bring them back out. And again, you need to look on your particular bulb to see, got it, when you need to bring them out and or when you need to be planting them. So this is an air, is it? Yes, this is a watertight container. It does have a plug here that I could opt to take out, but I'm not going to, which means I need to be extra careful when I'm watering it that I don't get crazy. I could keep this for later, but again, this is just, you know. So, or maybe we should leave this in here so we don't have to add as much soil. If I do that, yeah, it's plenty deep enough. So if you see what I'm looking at here, I want it to be, you know, where where the neck of the bulb is sticking up. So let me put some soil in here. So one of the reasons that we're gonna top it with greens is, that's gonna take too long, Heather, is because until they start growing, it's not gonna look like much. It's just gonna look like dirt. And I mean, my husband looked at me and he goes, those things look like aliens. Like, is that how it's supposed to look? All right, so we've got our dirt in here. Couple weeds, don't worry about it, you know? I told you, it's not supposed to be perfect. And we're gonna just nestle our bulb right here in the center. And we've got 2 more. Now, I let this one soak maybe a little deeper than I should have, but that's okay. Now, if you were doing this in water or you were having other problems, you could always use some rocks to kind of stabilize your bulbs, because these are, you know, pretty large bulbs. So now we're just gonna put some dirt, get rid of that weed, in here, like so. And like I say, we're gonna leave a third of the bulb exposed. There is, if you haven't seen the channel North Lawn Flower Farm and you want to get some inspiration on this process, please do. She has the most beautiful amaryllis, collection. And she also has a lot of really helpful videos and tutorials about how to properly grow them and rebloom them. And she just has really beautiful things. And so check her out. I am going to link that down below. I thought I would need so much more dirt than what I have. It's okay. I have also, I don't know if any of you do this, but in the summer, my houseplant collection, and it's all in one place. It should be very easy to care for. Gets like so neglected. It's really, really bad. All right, so now we've got them all planted. Can you see that? So a third of the bulb above. I probably, this part of the soil is not very wet, so I may actually go ahead and water it in a little bit. Just a little bit of water. Trying not to get it in the papery parts. Okay. Just gonna blow off the top of that. Don't want too much water. Just enough to keep it happy. Now for the fun part. Let's decorate this sucker because it looks uglier than sin right now. I'm making a mess. Let's take these gloves off because I don't think we're gonna need them for this part. So what I did was just throw my phone down in here. But I went out into the yard and I literally just into the woods actually. And any scrubby pine that I found, or these beautiful, I've got a couple things of holly. I don't know if I'll even use that. I'm gonna set that to the side. It's so pokey. Now, as far as a table arrangement goes, let's say you didn't want to do the amaryllis. You could just do this with your greens. Throw some water or some dirt in here and put some greens in. So I'm actually gonna start with the pine, and then I got some sticks. Couple reasons for the sticks. A, if you need to support your amaryllis as it grows, if you have a stick in here, then you can tie it to it. Maybe we should do the sticks first. I also just think they look really fun and whimsical, and they add some height to the arrangement. I just like to find sticks that look okay. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science, they're sticks. Now you could, if you had and maybe one day I'll have this, but if you had what are those? Dogwoods. What kind of dogwoods are they? Yellow twig or red twig dogwood. And I think in just creating a little network here, when the things come in, they'll be really pretty. You could use those, that would be really pretty. You could also, maybe you didn't want to do amaryllis, but you wanted this still kind of this, the camera is I don't know what to do, I can't see your face. You could just make an arrangement with just sticks in, you could even put some candles. I mean, obviously I would get the ones that are, I'm gonna use every one of these sticks. I would get the candles that are battery powered for this. But sticks and greens would be really, really pretty, and candles would be pretty for this. But, I like that a lot. That's another option. Oh, here's another stick. Why don't I use it? You know what? I need to save some sticks, actually. I'll take maybe 5. I don't think we need this one. 3, maybe 4, and I'll take this nice branchy one. I got another project that we're gonna do. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna film it right after this one because that is how it actually works, guys. in real life. I do this in batches. That's why I'm often wearing the same clothes. I own 4 more shirts than what you've seen, 4 whole more shirts than what you've seen. So I've got some what is this stuff called? Y'all know what it's called. I'm so glad I did my nails for this. Got some pine. There it is. Now, and again, I'm just sticking this down in the dirt. In retrospect, I should have got out the big camera. And I'm hoping actually that some of these will trail over the sides. I literally just took a 5-gallon bucket out in the yard. And so I'm trying to make it so you don't see the bulbs as much. Maybe. Ooh, look at this. That one's gonna trail over the side. Perfect. You come over here, buddy. You just come live with us. Go in like at a little angle. I love little projects like these. In fact, I think last year was the first year, and I'm gonna make a video about this, I think this year, that I made my own garland. From just stuff in my yard, free stuff in my yard. Now let's say you really didn't have any, like maybe you live in an apartment and you really don't have any access to any of these items. It's all right, guys. Go, maybe you got a friend that needs something, trimmed. Or maybe, we're doing a filler, spiller, thriller situation. It can't see my face and it's losing its mind. Maybe you've got, like I say, a friend, or you can go to your local, like I've done this at I think Home Depot before, and tell them, hey, if you got any like Christmas tree scraps, they will give you. They have been more than willing, like super, like we really need to get rid of these. Please take our trash. Type of situation. They're scraps. You know what? I don't think we need this one. I think we need more spilling over the side pieces. Don't you? It looks better that way, doesn't it? But they've been more than willing to give me their scraps before. And they were like, here, let me load it into your car because we don't want to have to clean it up later. So you could do that, as a last resort. You could also just buy like a really cheap small Christmas tree and dismantle it. Like a $35. Do they make those anymore? Like the $35 Christmas tree? All right, so that looks pretty good. The favorite thing for me that I found in my yard today was this beautiful, some kind of cedar. Don't know what kind. And I am going in at an angle primarily with all this because I think if I go straight up and down, it's gonna be too tall. And again, I picked way more than I needed to use because I did not want to get up here and be like, I don't have enough greenery. I don't know why my accent would change, but it's possible. I like to do accents sometimes. They're really bad. Please roast me if you need to in the comments. And I'm going to make sure though that this is looking really pretty. Oh Lord, gonna have sunlight right in the wrong place. And again, this is gonna live where I have houseplants just until Thanksgiving's over. And then I will move this onto my dining table. And like I say, these greens might get to looking a little shifty. But we can always, replace them because they were free in the yard. Now, again, if you were doing this not free from the yard, you may want to be a little bit more diligent. But you do need to take into account, when these things are going to bloom based upon what kind of bulbs you get. Like I say, that website was very good about telling you what time everything was supposed to bloom for you. And I think that's super helpful information. All right, how's that looking? Let me step back and look. Of course, the camera's gonna freak out. And I can't see the other side, which is another issue. Let's go in with some smaller pieces. And like I say, this is pretty all by itself. And then once it starts blooming, it shall be even better. Sorry, that's a really bad accent. Maybe someone that is offended that's watching, and I apologize. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. All right, let's see if we can get this in here, like so. That doesn't look floppy enough. Let me come around the other side and take a look. Oh yes, we need some love on this side. And again, I want to make sure that each bulb is clear. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let me show you guys this way. Come here. There's my, oh, we still have audio. It's a miracle. So this is what it looks like from my end. So just really basic, really beautiful, but you can still see the bulbs are exposed so that they can get light. Really, really pretty. There's one more thing that I'm gonna see if I want to add. I don't know about you, but in my local store, and I happen to work in the local store, we have cinnamon pine cones. And cinnamon pine cones don't sell out every year, and the very kind person that has to deal with that likes to offer them to me at a discounted rate. So I bought all of them. Now you can get free pine cones, you can forage for your pine cones, 100%, that's an option. But these were cheap, and guess what? They still smell like cinnamon. So we're gonna tuck a few in, maybe one right here. And I think, guys, that we are gonna call that good. Now you can put berries in here. Berry picks would be really pretty. You could put ornaments in here. You could put, let me back you up so you can see it. You could put ornaments in here, berry picks, ribbon that you've like looped, but let me show you what we're working with. Doesn't that look really pretty? I think it's, and especially once these start growing up and blooming, I think that's gonna be really pretty on my centerpiece this year. Again, I do like that this is a watertight container, and you will see it from all sides, but I do like it's a watertight container because the area it's going, and I'm loving the sticks. So I will give you updates as time goes on as to how this is looking and how it's doing. I'm really happy with this project. Hopefully you guys are getting ready to put your amaryllis out. I know it seems early, I know I may have to replace these greens, but I think this is gonna be really beautiful. And amaryllis bulbs, while they're not cheap, the rest of this, if you have a container that you're already using, could be relatively inexpensive for you and a good way to have some more natural elements on your dining table for Christmas. It is so, I'm so fuzzy. This is why I straighten my hair, because it gets really fuzzy. I'm also obviously very gray, and that gray hair does not stay straight. But in any case, I just wanted to show you guys how we're doing this, talk a little bit about amaryllis. Again, if you have had amaryllis, put your photos in the comments below. I will link North Lawn Farms. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.